So I discussed secondaries a little bit in I think my senior year video for the senior year of undergrad. Um, they, depending on how many schools you apply to, secondaries can be a lot of work. It's going to require maybe between like 1 and 4 essays that you're going to have to write for each individual school. One of the good things is if you're applying to a school that you're confident that you're going to get a secondary in, you can usually look up what the secondaries were in previous years, and you could start to technically, hash out what you're going to say ahead of time. Um, but you might not want to do that if you have a lot of free time, then that's great. But if you're in the middle of your senior year, maybe it's something to think about. Just get a little bit ahead because you're going to want to approach the secondaries kind of like you approach the primary application, where you want it to be reviewed. You don't just write it out and send it in, willy nilly. You want somebody to have looked it over because again, you don't want to make grammatical mistakes. You don't want to make spelling mistakes. That'll look really bad. So there's a few tips that I have for actually distinguishing yourself in your secondaries. So first of all, you want to really demonstrate an awareness of the school's programs that they offer because a lot of schools are really proud of certain programs. They might have a unique curriculum or certain maybe a lot of really great volunteer opportunity like clinical volunteer opportunities. You want to know that school very well when you're writing the secondary, and even better when if you get an interview. That's when you really want to know the ins and outs of the school. But for the secondary, look up what programs do they really seem to be proud of, and is that something that you can relate to? And that's something that you can talk about. They're not all going to be stuff where you can always work that in. The questions aren't always going to be easy to weave those kind of things in, but generally on their questions, you can demonstrate that knowledge of the school's programs. So that just shows that, hey, I didn't just write a generic secondary and then decide I'll submit it to a handful of schools. That shows that, hey, I'm really interested in your school in particular, and that's what they want to see. They want to see somebody who's really wants to go to their school for a particular reason. And along the same lines, you want to display why the relationship will be mutually beneficial. You don't just want to say, oh, I really like this program. I really like this program. You want to say, I really like this program. I have experience doing something similar, and so I think I'm going to add a lot of value to that program, and that's something that I really want to pursue in my time at your school. And sound confident. Just say this is something that I want to pursue at your school. Not saying that you're already going to get in, but that you have a clear, defined track. Like if I'm going to this school, I'm going to help this program, and it's something that I'm interested in. So that's pretty much all I have in terms of the secondaries. Just be prepared. Write excellent secondaries. This is not the time to slack off. You're in the second to last step of the entire med school application process that you've probably been working on for 3-4 years. So don't slip up now. Don't slack off at this point. This is where, if anything, you want to up your game. Be writing killer secondaries. You want to get looked at and hopefully get those interviews. So next time we're going to start talking about the interview. The interview is very, very important, and there's so much that you can talk about. In my opinion, we as pre-meds do not do a good job of prepping for our interviews in general. There's just a lot that I think we can learn in general. So I'll probably end up doing a lot of videos on that down the road. But for now, I hope this video on secondaries helped you out, and I'll see you next time.